session we saw how to build an application and deploying the application. Now we move into the MVC structure of an Sencha test and what is Sencha test basically and how it was working. This is the section for online and offline and Sencha test. These are the section we are going to cover today.
No, he's in OPD, so let me get his extension if you could just be on the line for a while.
The Sencha test is basically called as a combination of JavaScript, HTML and CSS. We can use HTML in that and CSS and CSS. JavaScript is kind of an extension of JavaScript libraries. Here we are using a MVC framework with Sencha test actually model view controller. Model is basically represent the assessing the database record to interact with the database. For view, it display the data. It display the data in the view like buttons, text fields, or everything we can able to view from a view. In controller, it's basically represent the action of the event. Like whenever we are pressing a button, it went for an action like calling a function. We can able to specify in the controller. This was a cycle of MVC model view controller. Let's take an example in a model in a Sencha test. Here we are using a data model, specifying the data model like a name, age, and here we can able to validate that name from the model. And basically in Sencha test actually there was an interrelation between store and model. Store is nothing but it was additional for Sencha test for storing local data in a Sencha test application. The difference between main difference between the jQuery and the Sencha test is we can able to store a data in locally in Sencha test from using storage inside the proxies with the dependency of model. Let's go to the view. View is nothing but it's a form of a container. It's contain a list of components like a parent and child component. Each parent contain many child components. Like take an example of a parent component as a container, panel, or wheelset. If one container contain many child components like a button, text box, or any more things. Same thing similar to panels and wheelsets also. This was a main thing happening in views and controller. As I said before, some action can be called in a controller. I just show some example using this. This is a structure of Sencha test actually. Here in app we can able to see the MVC model folders. Like here model view controller, and additionally as I said the store was here. Here you can see the list of data. List of data types and data model we can specify in a config file, and these are interrelated with the stores. You specify the model with config. We can able to access those data from model using specifying a model here. And like see here, as I said, this was the parent component field set. This field set contains many child components like test fields, password fields, buttons. These are all we need to declare in view. Whenever we are making an action from a view, whenever we are making an action from a view or calling a function, we need to specify in a controller, or we can able to specify here, but we need to set off a function we can able to declare in a controller. Once again. See. Any particular action we can declare function in controller. This was a MVC. Basically, we are following its syntax actually, and I just explain these folders what we are having in syntax. We already saw that this build folder was once we deployed that production version was saved here, and we can able to testing also. If we build it for testing, the testing folder also saved in a build. That after deploying, we need to see here only build. For changing the themes and style, declaring CSS, we need to go to resource, and we need to specify and say a CSS. CSS nothing but an for it's compiling CSS from through CSS, and we need to declare here only for declaring styles or the images icons. We need to give a resource under that folder. And touches. This was the main thing. We invoked the Sencha library, right? That Sencha library all stored here. Like we call it test field, or it was here only. Like if you went to one second, I will show that. Suppose we are going to forms, we can able to see fields. We just call the field set. Whenever calling the component, we need to use X type. All those things covered in this folder. And app.js. App.js is whenever we are running an application, it first it initialize here only in app.js. When we are running an index.html, after index.html compile, it went through app.js only. Here we can specify the common syntax and common declaration, global variables, everything we can specify. Here we specify the launch function. What page we need to initialize first. For that, we need to give ext.viewPortal.app, and the list of views are declared above. And what view we need to initialize first, we can once it is view here, it will be the first view of our app. Then index.html. mentioned the micro-read is a automated compilation. When we are using a manual compilation, we don't need to specify micro-loader. We can specify that CSS individually and specifying app.js and initializing the Sencha touch .all.js. These three we need to specify in index.html once if you are compiling with manually, or otherwise if not needed, we can specify a microloader itself. This was a basic folder structure of a Sencha touch. Let's have a look of stores. Source is nothing but a basic collection of data model. It was interrelated with model, and we can make an sorting, grouping, and such kind of activities we can specify in store itself, like auto sync, auto load. We can specify that. These contains two types of stores actually: serverless stores and client stores. And server stores, it was an Ajax and JSON, XML, like kind of types we need to specify through proxy. And the client side we need to specify a locus to for purpose of storing the data in offline. This was a store actually, and each store containing a proxy actually for mentioning types of stores actually. As I said before, declaring whether it's a client side or server side, we need to specify the types. That we specify whether it is getting a data from an online or fetching a data from a local store. We need to specify that one. And we can get the data from JSON also, or we can manually we declared a JSON in our app itself. Let us see an example. We can manually store our data and like hardcoder. We can store the data in our app itself, and we can get the data through URL specifying like type in JSON. There are four types of types in proxies: JSON, Ajax, XML, and locus store. Let's go to proxy. Proxy are used by stores to handle and loading a data or saving the model from stores. Actually, it actually was a maximum. It was declared in store only. And this we need to specify whether online or offline. Here we need to specify the types here. Let us move the side of online or offline. The major advantages of using Sencha touches, and we can access offline data into our mobile application, and that was a major advantages here. Let's just take a small example for using online or offline application in Sencha touch.
Dinesh.
Then
Here we specify a list actually. What's the basic example was it will check whether check whenever we are running the application. It will check whether it was data is in online or offline. Once it was an online, the data will be fetched from online, or if it was an online. If it was an offline, it will fetch from a local store. Here we specified the list for listing the data in view, and we specified it to two models like an online and offline. For online, we gave type is local storage, and for online, we give JSON key. We give that URL. One second. Here we are having a list of data. What it is doing is, see when initializing this app, it will check whether it's online or not. Whenever it is an exception, it will go to the local store, and we can get the data from a local store. Before that one, we declared it. We created two stores. Here we create two stores. One is an online store. We are just getting stores from declaring an online store. This one. And next one is we created a local store. This here. See, whenever the online store loaded, it will get the data from the email plus additionally we are giving from local store, and it will add the list of record into the local store. I can't able to now disconnecting my net because we are in a call, so I just show here how it was stored in the local store. See here, we have the list of data in the local store. We can able to fetch the list of local store once if we are not once we are not in online also. This was just a simple example for using an online and offline Sencha. Yeah. Okay, thank you for watching the section 3. Hello?
yeah, thank you.
Hello?